I'm not invested in your journey. You're just a guy who's scared of helicopters.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Classic.
He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
No more hangers!
You thought you'd become a prostitute or a drug addict.
I used to love Doggy Chow. I used to love Doggy Chow too.
Vampires pretending to be humans, pretending to be podcasters. How avant-garde. I'm Crystal.
And I'm Sue Gives a Fuck, and I really bloody well do.
And welcome to Camp Classics, a thoughtful podcast about stupid movies.
You right now.
Every 2 weeks, we're here discussing, exploring, rating some of the peaks and valleys in the genre of camp, in the search for the campest of camp classics. Baby Lame cannot be here today, so today's episode is just me and Sue.
I'm honoured to stand in the size 28 shoe of Baby Lame.
Where is Baby? Well, let's just say I left her out in the sun, and now all that's left of her is a stained baby doll dress.
Crispy.
We have a Gatreon, where for only £4 a month you can get a bonus episode every month. Our last episode was on American Psycho.
Gotta return some videotapes.
You can subscribe on Patreon directly, or if you're listening to this episode on Apple Podcasts, you can subscribe directly through your Apple Podcast feed. We'd love to have your support. And welcome to our new members, Nina and Rachel. Thanks for being here.
We take the cash, we cash the check, we show them what they want to see.
And if you're not in a position to subscribe, what you can do for free right now is go give us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you happen to be listening on. And even better, why not do an Instagram story telling people to check out the show?
Oh, crucial.
Wouldn't that be nice? What movie should we cover next? Well, follow us on Instagram at Camp Classics Podcast and drop us a message with your suggestions. And we've had some suggestions, Sue. We've had a few people get in touch.
Ooh, what have we had?
Michael suggests Notes on a Scandal, a movie I have not seen.
Is that the pedo one?
Well, I think it might be. I think it might be the Proto-May December.
Yes, this is there's a teenage boy, and who is it? Kate Blanchett? It's Kate Blanchett with Judi Dench.
Yeah, Michael says Dench versus Blanchett, lesbian overtones, 1 hour 30. So basically, I'm sold.
1 hour 30. Honestly, you didn't even need the first two. 1 hour 30, I'm done. I'm in.
I am going to just say this now as a taunt and as a suggestion. You too, do a matinee.
But I saw that in the cinema when it came out, and I thought it was banging and deeply problematically sexy.
Oh, perfect. I mean, that sounds like a camp classic to me. Buffy Dude predictably suggests we watch Buffy the movie.
He is a single issue voter.
Jorge suggests Witches of Eastwick, which of course is on the list. And Alex Hood suggests Drop Dead Gorgeous. So thank you, everyone. Those are all on the list. We'll get to them sometime. Sue, before we go any further, could you tell people what makes a camp classic?
You right now.
What I have understood is that Baby Lame's spiel is that a camp classic is something that unlocks queer joy, queer enjoyment, queer lust, possibly. It has flop vibes, and it's somehow a bit off, a little bit anti-mainstream, a little bit not what either you expect it to be or what perhaps it expected to be. It's like all of us. It's not quite right.
Speak for yourself. God damn it.
Something's gone wrong.
Don't you tar all of our listeners with that. You're wrong, brush. No, frankly, if you're listening to this podcast, there's literally no hope for you. Something obviously went wrong at some point.
Did you have a brain tumor for breakfast?
I think the only one you missed was Stupid Fun.
Stupid Fun, crucial.
Yeah.
Can you have a non-stupid camp classic? Smart camp, is that a thing?
Well, I have a feeling something like Notes on a Scandal might be like highbrow camp. High camp.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can have highbrow camp. I guess, Derek Jarman was doing a bit of camp.
Wow.
I don't know what the fuck she's saying, but girl, I am living.
There we go. So maybe for the Gatreons, you're going to have like a subsection of the highbrow professorial camp.
A section of the Gatreon for our listeners who can read.
We look forward to any of them subscribing.
So what are we covering this week? We're covering Interview with the Vampire. Crucially, not Interview with a Vampire, which is what I've been saying my entire life.
Same. It's Sex and the City. Who knew?
And I immediately have an issue because I'm going to say if you're going to call this movie Interview with the Vampire...
Right. I know where you're going.
Brad Pitt is not the vampire.
There are several.
There are several, and I'd say he's like probably bottom rung.
Yeah.
When it comes to vampires in this movie, he's not even the second vampire.
No, low status, he's not original, and he's the most boring.
Yeah. So anyway, we've already got a problem. But we're doing Interview with the Vampire, 1994, directed by Neil Jordan, starring, of course, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Antonio Banderas, Kirsten Dunst. We've got a tiny bit of Tandy Newton. Sue, what's your history with this movie?
No history with this movie. I didn't know what this movie was. I had heard of Interview with a Vampire. It was very clearly a vampire in my head. I'd never quite put my finger on what that was. And then when you suggested watching it, I thought, ooh, great, because I've always sort of wondered what this really sort of interesting, sexy cult classic is. No, it isn't. It's not. I don't want to give away some spoilers. I'm going to give away some spoilers. Oh, I didn't enjoy this one.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I was positively bored.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
What's your history with it?
So I must have watched this movie like 20 years ago, and my only memory of it was pretty gay.
Yeah.
I remembered gay vampire, I remembered evil Kirsten Dunst, and I remembered the sun scene.
But didn't we clutch at straws for gay content in the 90s? This was like as gay as it got. Which
absolutely.
I mean, it's mostly the odd look, isn't it?
Yeah. And so I didn't really remember what I was getting myself into. I really happened to enjoy watching it again, although I do have a lot of, things to say. And then I've somehow become embroiled in the Anne Rice universe this week because I remembered then that there's been a TV series adaptation of the movie.
Recently?
Recently. And I was like, well, this movie was fine, but I hear this TV show's really good. And so now I've watched 2 seasons of Interview with the Vampire, the TV series.
Oh my God, how is it? I want to know.
It's actually very good.
Is it better?
It's very, very good. And it's very, very gay. Everything that was subtext is now like flopped out on the table being sucked.
Bon appetit!
Okay, that's what this needs. Because I really felt that this was Hollywood I've never read an Anne Rice novel. And based on my very limited experience, which is just this film, I don't feel inclined to. But I did feel like maybe this has taken something that's quite gay and quite fun and quite sexy and a little bit culty. And made it Hollywood, and in so doing, added a lot of fire and removed a lot of sex.
Yeah. I think actually what we're seeing in the 2020s version of this is they've actually been like, even Anne Rice, not sexy enough. we're gonna make it real sexy.
We are depraved these days.
Yeah. I'll like pepper in a few moments as we go through the plot, but yeah, I don't want to dwell too much on the TV show, but I would highly recommend it.
Okay. All right, I'll check it out.
So just a bit of box office and reviews. This movie made $224 million worldwide on a budget of $60 million. So it was a huge success. Huge success. Critically, a little bit more mixed. It has a 63% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Mixed but generally favorable reviews. It got decent reviews, and Kirsten Dunst was even nominated for a Golden Globe for her performance.
I've read some of these reviews. They're positively glowing.
Yeah, there's some real glowing stuff there. Less prestigiously, it was also nominated for 8 MTV Movie Awards.
Who knew those existed?
Yeah, including, I loved this, including 3 nominations in the Most Desirable Male category for Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, and Ethan Slater. Christian Slater.
Wow, they just really say the quiet part out loud, don't they? Oh,
yeah, Most Desirable Male. Great. It also won the Razzie for Worst Screen Couple.
I love that.
For Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, which is kind of cute. It makes me feel like, I wonder if the Razzies were being a little bit homophobic, and then I'm like, no, they were probably run by gay men. But
no heterosexual would come up with an award, would bother spending the amount of time that you have to build that level of brand on just saying something's shit.
Imagine like going through all of that effort to make, like, I don't know, say a podcast just about bad movies.
Honestly,
only a homosexual.
Employ gays, because we've got too much time on our hands.
I could hear people getting bored with me, but I couldn't stop.
And also, this is normally where I would put in a deranged 1-star Google review, but I actually found something much, much better.
Oh.
I found this tidbit. Oprah Winfrey walked out of an advanced screening of this movie only 10 minutes in, saying, "I believe there are forces of light and darkness in this world, and I don't want to be a contributor to the force of darkness."
Were you silent, or were you silenced?
I heard this. Is this the most intense, goriest, scariest, darkest film she's seen?
It's just so funny. I don't think of Oprah Winfrey as someone who's like a pearl clutching. I don't know. It's just really made me laugh. I love that Oprah in 94 was essentially someone on Google in 2025 giving a 1-star review saying, "This movie is of the devil."
Mate, this movie has it's got 4 boobs, unnecessary boobs, but they are just boobs, and it's got a bit of blood. That's your lot, really.
Yeah.
I should introduce Oprah to the Saw franchise.
Oh my god.
Do you want to play a game?
Okay, before we get into it, would you like a Camp Classic quiz?
I would adore a Camp Classic quiz. I came here for nothing else.
I was trying to think of a pun for a quiz with vampires in it, and I couldn't come up with anything. You know what? You know what I will say, Sue? In this quiz, the stakes are high.
No! That was so good. Stakes was what I had in my head, and I hadn't gotten there. Oh, I bow down.
There we go. Okay, so question number 1. Who played the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Was it A. Elizabeth Shue, B. Christy Swanson, C. Leah Thompson, or D. Sarah Michelle Gellar?
I didn't know that there was an original. So it's in the same show, and they cast someone and then they ditched her? Or was there a make of it before? Well, you can't tell me.
I can't tell you.
I've forgotten the options. I'm going to have to say Sarah Michelle Gellar, because that is obviously what I've always thought.
No, so Buffy the Vampire Slayer was a movie before it was a TV show. I can't believe you didn't know this. It was a 92 movie starring Christy Swanson.
No, I didn't know this. So when this very generous Gatreon commenter suggested that we watch the Buffy movie, it's actually the pre-Buffy the Show movie.
Yeah, and it actually kind of exists in world with the Buffy series, but only vaguely. Obviously, it's completely recast, and the tone is very different. But yeah, it exists. Christy Swanson, you've got Donald Sutherland, you've got Luke Perry, Hilary Swank, David Arquette, and Pee-wee.
Oh, stunning!
Yeah,
how is it?
Definitely.
Is it worth a watch?
I can't remember. I can't remember. I have a feeling it's probably bad in a fun 90s sort of way. Okay, which of these movies is not a real film? Is it Batman Fights Dracula, Dracula's Dog, Dracula and Son, or Dracula in Space?
It's Batman Fights Dracula. That's the only one that they couldn't afford to make.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, that movie exists. It's Dracula in Space.
Is it?
I don't have any more information about any of these movies except for that. But
It's got to be on the list.
Yeah, I mean, I want to watch all of them immediately.
Dracula in space. I mean, why not?
Yeah, why haven't they done it?
You get quite a bit of like Dracula transported on a ship, and then by the time he gets to the end, there's no one left on the ship.
Yeah.
That would be a real problem for Dracula in space. There's no topping up the number of humans.
That's true, I guess. But I mean, if the Alien movies have taught me anything, it's that they're always happy to take on board a floating deserted ship. Despite whatever might have killed everyone on board.
You're absolutely right.
Oh no, that ship is expressing a distress beacon.
And it's shaped like a giant coffin. How odd. Great.
Okay, question 3. Who plays the titular Queen of the Damned in the semi-sequel to this movie?
Oh, right. Okay, so I've heard that this got made and that the author didn't want it to get made, but I didn't know who was in it, so I'm going to go...
Oh my god, listeners are screaming into their headphones right now.
I know nothing. I have no business being in this podcast.
I'll give you a hint. It's a pop star.
Oh, I know it! I forgot. It's Aaliyah.
It's Aaliyah.
It's at first you don't succeed. Try again.
Dust yourself off.
Yes, of course it was, because this was the last thing she made, right?
Yeah, I think she may have actually died during filming, and they had to like do some jiggery pokery to get the film finished without her.
So I have heard that all the reviewers that positively reviewed the film that we're reviewing negatively reviewed that one. So if I assume from that it's quite a bit worse than the one we watched, this is not the film that you want to die making.
No, it's a real shame. Lestat plays a rock star. And the whole vibe is kind of Coyote Ugly.
Okay, I mean, do you know what? It was just getting worse and worse and worse, and then you sort of picked it up there at the end. I could see Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise doing a sexy little barstool dance.
Oh, yeah, now I'm interested. Okay, last question. Anne Rice feared that her novel would not be adapted as a film because of the gay undertones in Louis and Lestat's relationship. So she temporarily rewrote the character of Louis as a woman, hoping that who would take the role.
Well, I've betrayed you because I know
this one.
I know exactly who it is. And it's very unimaginative casting, but, I mean, obviously phenomenal casting. It's Cher or Angelica Houston.
Or Angelica Houston. Amazing.
Which are like, who are the witchy people? Let's go for the witchy people.
Which I think is kind of interesting, though, because she was like them for Louis, and Louis is like supposed to be kind of the mortal, boring one, right?
Oh, it was for Louis.
Yeah. I mean, I could see Cher as Lestat. I think that would be so fun. I want to watch that movie.
Wagon wheel Watusi.
Interesting. Oh, I just presumed. Because she hated the casting of Tom Cruise, didn't she?
She sure did. She sure did. She hated the casting so much that she took out an 8-page ad in Variety slamming his casting.
No.
8 pages! 8 pages!
Messy bitch.
Messy.
Keep it in private.
Messy. No, it's so good. It's so good. And then she refused to go to a screening because she was so pissed off. She was basically like excommunicated from the production of the movie. She had no idea what was going on. She refused to go to a screening of it. And so the director had like an illicit VHS version of it sent to her house. She watched it and then she was like, oh, actually Tom Cruise was quite good in this. Oh, I feel quite bad. And so then she took out another ad.
Mate, stop expressing your emotions through ads. Speak to people.
But this ad was only 2 pages.
Oh, well, in that case, I changed my mind.
Yeah, but I mean, R.I.P. Anne Rice, you were messy as hell.
No one's fun anymore. Whatever happened to fun?
And you know what? I think I kind of get it. Like, if you're expecting a sort of Mission Impossible Tom Cruise, you're not going to think necessarily sexy vampire. And I do feel, in spite of my reservations, which are considerable about this movie, he kind of pulled off sexy vampire.
Yeah, I think he was playing kind of against type for him at this time, and you kind of watch it at first, you're like, oh, there's no way that he's going to be able to do this. And then you're like, oh, no, I'm kind of buying your sinister, sexy vibe.
Yeah, because normally he comes off as like,
Boyish.
Boyish, bit of a Jack the Lad.
Yeah.
And in this, he does, I mean, the classic villain thing that, has it ended yet? I don't know, of a slightly homosexual lisp. Does the job. Does the job.
He's really giving like Demon Twink in this movie.
Demon Twink. And slight British accent, which always
Yeah.
helps as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, you won the quiz.
Yay! Thank you. It was hotly contested.
All right, shall we get into the plot?
Let's get into the plot.
Right now.
Okay, so picture it. 1994, San Francisco. Reporter Daniel Malloy interviews Louis de Pointe du Lac.
You nailed that.
Thank you. Thank you, I speak French. Thank you. Louis is a vampire. Ooh. This is the interview with the vampire. So he's giving an interview to Daniel Malloy, and Louis describes his human life as a wealthy plantation owner in 1791 Louisiana. And there's our first record scratch.
Yes! Please! Because the whole time, oh my god, I cannot. His whole casting is the vampire that doesn't want to hurt people.
Except he's a slave owner!
He's a slave owner! And there is even a moment where, like, one of his slaves who works in the house, presumably, says, Louis, the slaves are starting to be scared of you. You're changing. He's a slave owner! So presumably before this, the slaves just fucking loved him.
Yeah, it's a real, like, 90s description of, like, the happy slaves.
The happy slaves, but also worse.
I say 90s. I am surprised
Sort of
that
1790s.
Yeah, I'm surprised that this was acceptable even in the 90s.
The 1990s was post-abolition, right?
Just a little.
So, it's baffling. But also the depiction of the slaves, I mean, mostly when we see them, they're worshipping fire.
Yeah, or like being kind of sexy.
Yeah. Yeah, this is it. I absolutely baffled me. It took me. I never got back into it because
this is within the first 5 minutes of the movie.
I was done. Because had there perhaps been another aspect to this guy's character, I could have been like, okay, so him being a nice guy and a slaver, I'm not going to get past that. But if he's more than just a nice guy in a difficult situation, I can do it. No, he's a one-note character whose whole thing is, oh, but I just want to be nice to everyone and eat rainbows and eat a cake.
I wish that I could bake a cake made out of rainbows and smiles and we'd all eat it and be happy.
Well, Brad Pitt apparently hated making this movie, and so I think that's coming out on the film.
He mostly does puppy dog eyes the whole way through.
Yeah. I said I wasn't going to talk about the TV show, but one thing that they have done in this is they've changed the time setting to like early 1900s, and they've made Louis black.
Oh.
So it brings in, it's like very gay, and then it's also a lot about race. And it's like about race in Jim Crow era America. And it's suddenly very interesting.
That's amazing, because as soon as you said they've made him black, I thought, oh, they've done that classic thing of representation over everything. They're going to do exactly the same show, but they're going to say the main character is literally black. What are you even talking about? No, they've actually changed it and made race. They've talked about it.
Yeah, it's
Sick.
really interesting. And it's like all about the first season is all about him being othered because he's gay, because he's black, and eventually because he's a vampire. So
they spell out the gayness. Okay, this is amazing. This is what we need.
Yeah, well, I'll get to that too. So Louis is very despondent because of the death of his wife and unborn child. He's super, super bummed. Not because he owns slaves or anything, but because his wife and child died. One night, he's attacked by the vampire Lestat de Lioncourt.
I'm aroused.
This is Tom Cruise. Lestat is gay for him and senses Louis' dissatisfaction with life and offers to turn him into a vampire.
Wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
Louis accepts, and they have a gay sky embrace, and Louis becomes a vampire. Now, in the TV version, this happens, they're both naked and they're bumming while they're floating in the air.
They're bombing in the air.
Yeah.
Mate, I've never tried that one.
No. Well, you have to be a very old vampire to fly, so.
Can you just be very old? Because I'm halfway there.
So now Louis is a vampire, but it turns out becoming undead did not solve any of his problems. While Lestat revels in the hunt and killing of humans, Louis resists his instinct to kill, instead drinking animal blood to sustain himself. And yeah, he stays really depressed, and Lestat is super annoyed with him. And I guess maybe the lesson here is just maybe don't turn your one-night stand into your immortal companion. Because
but we've all made that mistake, haven't we?
When someone just has stayed for the whole weekend, you're like, it's time to go.
Oh, the moment where you say, okay, do you want to get some, are you hungry? Do you want to get some lunch? No, don't do it. Don't do it. Thank God. See, this is what this film was lacking, is Grindr. Because it just doesn't come up anymore.
Then we've got a scene with Tandy Newton playing a slave. She's a sexy slave. Louis maybe kills her, maybe sort of by mistake. And then he tries to kill himself. Lestat saves him. This is one of our first fire moments.
The first of many.
First of many. Eventually, amid an outbreak of the plague in New Orleans, Louis feeds on a little girl whose mother died in the plague. We've got a great little bit here of Tom Cruise dancing with a plague corpse. I quite like that. And to entice Louis to stay with him, Lestat turns the dying girl, Claudia, into a vampire, and they raise her as a daughter. This is the original, you can't leave me, I'm pregnant.
You're absolutely right.
It's a full, man trap that Lestat has set.
It is. Tom Cruise is the original bunny boiler.
He's been pricking holes in condoms, just waiting just to trap Louis into an eternal relationship.
I like that.
Yeah. It's fucking weird. It's like you're simultaneously watching two raging homosexuals raise their daughter, while at the same time you're like, there's no explicit gayness in this movie. It's really funny. It's really funny. Kirsten Dunst does so well. So we've got some great scenes now of Claudia being raised by the gays. Lestat spoils her, treats her like a little doll who's also a killer. Got scenes of gay domesticity. There's a great line from Tom Cruise. Claudia, where on earth will we find another dressmaker? Because she's just eaten the dressmaker.
Yeah, that's a lovely one.
Yeah, it's a funny tonal shift for this movie because the whole movie is so gothic and somber, and then you've just got this little bit in the middle of Tom Cruise just being quite an annoyed housewife.
It is. Oh, and I sucked it up like the vampire that I am.
Yeah.
I wanted more of that humor. And that it starts and ends there.
Yeah, it's great though. 30 years pass and Claudia matures psychologically but remains a little girl in appearance and continues to be infantilized by Lestat. Her dads are avoiding having the talk with her, basically. She gets angry, she cuts her hair off, it grows right back, and then she basically realizes that she'll never grow old or become a mature woman, and she's pissed and decides she's going to kill Lestat.
That'd be shit, wouldn't it?
That would be shit.
It would be so inconvenient. Although, do you know what? In the 90s, thankfully, it wouldn't stop you indulging your sexual appetites because that was par for the course, apparently.
You smell like a baby prostitute.
Grim. So, Claudia tricks Lestat into drinking the dead blood of twin boys whom she killed with an overdose of laudanum.
More kids.
This weakens Lestat, and then she slits his throat. It's quite fab. And then Louis sets Lestat on fire, and they leave for Paris.
How do you feel about the fact that they don't set up in advance the ways that a vampire can die? Because clearly in this universe, the way that a vampire dies is by drinking the blood of a dead person or creature. I haven't really... That's not canon. Do you think that they should have set that up before?
Yeah, did they not? Doesn't Brad Pitt say something to Christian Slater about, stake through the heart, that's nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Garlic, that's nonsense. But he doesn't actually do the dead blood thing, does he?
No, I don't think he does.
Yeah, weird.
Listeners, let us know if we've missed a trick here.
But I'd say that's one of the main problems with this movie is that it basically is trying to condense quite a lot into 2 hours, and it.
Well, yeah, it's trying to condense centuries.
Yeah, centuries
into 2 hours.
Yeah. So now we're in 1870 Paris.
But of course, not actually 1870 Paris, because as our listeners will well know, or the new ones that can read will know, that was the time of the Franco-Prussian War. So Paris was being destroyed.
Wait, are you telling me that a 1990s blockbuster got something wrong about European politics?
About European politics and about the history of slavery, yes.
Fine. So Louis encounters the vampire Santiago, who is like a gay vampire clown version of Fred Astaire.
He is Fred Astaire, but he aesthetically is giving Charlie Chaplin as well.
Yeah. I just like that this movie basically has like all the kinds of gays. I mean, everyone in this movie is gay. You've got your depressed gay, Brad Pitt. You've got your demon twink, Tom Cruise. Now you've got your theater gay.
You do.
Santiago.
Your mime gay.
Yeah, your mime gay. And then we're about to meet Antonio Banderas, who's your bitter old queen.
I suppose the musical theatre gay of now probably was the mime gay of then.
Yes, exactly. Well, if I know anything about 1870 France, which I clearly don't. So yeah, Louis also meets the vampire Armand, played by Antonio Banderas, wearing a Cher wig.
Wagon wheel Watusi.
I don't know what this character adds to the film. They dispose of this character. It's not clear what relationship the character has to the minions of the character or to the Charlie Chaplin gay. I really get lost at this point.
I've got you. I've been really immersed in the lore, so I can help.
Thank you.
Armand invites Louis and Claudia to his coven, the Théâtre de Vampires, where the vampires stage theatrical horror shows for humans.
Except they're real.
I quite like this part. I think the staging's quite fun.
Yeah.
I actually think that all of the Paris scenes look very expensive, and
they do. They do, and I saw when I read a couple of reviews, they were really saying about the beauty of it, and I would say the beauty is expensive. I wouldn't say it's necessarily interesting, but it does look, for a vampire movie, it was the biggest budget of a vampire movie of all time, at that time. And I think until then, I get the sense that like vampire movies really had been sort of kitsch horror. And this was the first that did blockbuster budget, opulent mise en scène. I do French as well.
Especially when like you contrast it to like there's a scene where they're dumping Lestat in the swamp and you're like, this really looks like a soundstage. It's like very like cardboard set vibes. And then you go to Paris and you're like, ooh, these catacombs.
Oh, you filmed Paris first and you just spent your budget.
Yeah, totally. So on their way out of the theater, Santiago reads Louis' mind and suspects that Louis and Claudia murdered Lestat. And he tells them that the only crime a vampire can commit is to murder another vampire. Dun dun dun.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
Armand warns Louis to send Claudia away for her own safety, and he reveals that he also knew Lestat, if you know what I mean.
Which is it's kind of annoying that they don't spell out the gayness, because it's just baffling what Armand's interest in Brad is and why it wanes, and I really need to see it, because they sort of make like, oh, you're a vampire with a human soul. As was it about that? And is that going to go somewhere and there's going to be a synthesis plot? No, none of that.
No, he's just horny for him, but the movie can't say that.
No, I need to see you sucking Brad Pitt's dick and then I'll get it.
Yeah. But what is with Brad Pitt's magnetism in this movie? Anyone who meets him is like, I mean, okay, the man is gorgeous, obviously. But the second he opens his mouth, you're like, you are so fucking depressed. Why would I want to spend eternity with you?
I didn't think that I could find Brad Pitt unattractive. And this is young Brad Pitt. No, it just didn't do it for me, which I think is partly the bad acting. Partly the one-dimensional character, partly something else that we'll probably come on to, but I'm raising it now, is the makeup. I read that Brad Pitt hated this, and I read that everyone spent hours in makeup, and I'm just like, doing what? Because the makeup, as far as I can see, is a little bit of white translucent powder all over his face, which has the effect of making Brad Pitt look like he's got bad skin.
Yeah.
And you might be like, well, he's supposed to be sort of the undead and dead skin. I guess it dries out. Well, why have we cast Brad Pitt? Why was Twilight like the biggest selling franchise of all time? Because they made his skin glisten. You know, we're casting Brad Pitt. We want him to look beautiful. And then the big trick of it was, we're going to hang them upside down for 30 minutes. They made all the actors hang upside down for 30 minutes so that they could see their veins. And then they just slightly stenciled them in blue. I don't know how you filled the 3 hours. You could have done that without hanging them upside down. Just pop the veins. If the issue is...
And then use a continuity photo. And guess what? You can do them the next day without...
Right?
It's very weird.
So if the issue is that you can't see their veins, then the veins aren't going to be a problem. Draw them wherever you want. Madness.
I mean, no wonder Brad Pitt was upset. He had to spend 3 hours in the makeup chair every morning. Well, actually every night, because they could only film at night. And the result was he just looked like an uglier version of Brad Pitt.
He just looked a bit ashy.
Yeah.
No. Oh, babe.
Okay, so where are we? So, yeah. Armand is horny for Louis, and Claudia is pissed. She does not like the idea of Armand in that wig as her stepdaddy. She's sick of the faggotry.
Take your fucking twink and get the fuck out of here!
So she finds herself a human woman to be her new mom, and she blackmails Louis into turning her into a vampire.
And I quite like the way that they explain the mum thing. They just show that this lady, she wants to be, she just says like, oh, you know, a daughter that never dies. And we just see very briefly that she's got a locket with a girl's face in it. Do you know what? That is the subtle storytelling that I have wanted throughout the rest of the movie and that I didn't get.
Yeah.
She's got a dead baby, is what
she does.
Just in case any of the listeners didn't get it. I want subtlety, but I understand that our audience may disagree. So she's got a dead baby.
They're also wearing really lovely, beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns.
Great gowns, beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns, a little bit too sexy, the gown. Once again, her with Kirsten Dunst, I'm like, I don't know, if we're going to cast her as your new mummy, why are we seeing almost top of nipple?
I guess it was the fashion of the time.
We'll say it. Were they...
I don't know. As we've already established, I don't know shit about 1870 France. But I could believe it.
But you're right. Nice gowns, beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns. So, everybody gets abducted by the Parisian Coven to punish them for Lestat's murder. They lock Louis in a box, and they leave Claudia and her new mum, Madeline, for the sun to burn. Now, this is the scene I remembered from watching it 20 years ago. Watching it this time, I'm wondering, why didn't they get under their beautiful gowns and just hide from the sun? There was a lot of fabric for them to work with. I think they could have made a hasty sunscreen.
To be fair to them, that has just occurred to me as you've said it. Maybe they're as stupid as I am. Or, you know, maybe they loved the fashion and they were like, no, I've gotten this just... I've used my tit tape to get it just to the top, but not quite exposing the nipple. I'm not changing anything, or I'll be here all day rejiggling. Rejiggling? Oh, fitting.
It is a good scene, though. It's well shot. It's like, I find it quite affecting. Even though, like, Claudia's an evil little girl, you're like, oh, it's sad.
It is sad, and it's sort of good. It's kind of inventive, because they've put them in a sort of well.
Yeah.
I suppose. And so, we see midday approach, and it's only at midday that we know what's going to happen. The sun is going to shine through and burn them to crisp.
Yeah. Louis then gets revenge. He kills the whole Paris Coven except Armand. And again, this is another part that looks expensive. They've really set things on fire here.
Oh, they love to set things on fire. I feel that they could have saved a little bit of fire budget and maybe had just the one fire. Really go for it. Everyone loves a fire. By your third fire.
Yeah, you're less invested.
Especially when each fire is the plot point of that section of the film.
Totally.
That's the turning point. I'm just like, we need to find another way to motivate characters other than put them in a fire.
Kill the vampires a different way, basically. So, Coven's dead. Armand tries to get Louis to stay with him, but Louis is still too sad. They don't kiss, but they nearly kiss. They really nearly kiss here.
This is the closest that we come.
Yeah.
To come in.
Yeah. Louis goes back to New Orleans and really gets into movies. He basically spends the next century, it seems, watching movies.
I quite like that touch. It's the only way that he's ever been able to see a sunrise. Cute.
Yeah, it's cute. Yeah, I would say he's so into movies that if this movie took place 30 years later, he'd probably have a podcast about them.
And he would definitely have a Gatreon.
Absolutely. Oh my God, his Gatreon?
Filth.
That would be, yeah. He'd be on OnlyFans just while sucking people off.
Yeah.
We take the cash, we cash the check, we show them what they want to see.
One night, Louis encounters a decayed, weakened Lestat, living as a recluse in an abandoned mansion and surviving on rat blood. Lestat expresses regret for having turned Claudia into a vampire and asks Louis to rejoin him. But Louis is like, nah. And I quite liked this scene. I thought it was really funny. It reminded me of like when you go to your old hometown and you run into your ex from like 20 years ago and they've really not aged well. And they're like, should we? And you're like, no.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
That is very much the vibe. And it is supposed to be like it's that moment in the film when we say, it's that, heartbreaking parting of, oh, he's grown and he hasn't grown.
Yeah.
The issue is, we've seen no sign of growth.
No.
From Brad Pitt.
No,
He's
Louis
still
is still
just whingy.
Yeah, he's still fucking depressed. And also there's a helicopter in this scene for some reason.
Oh, yeah. Lestat's like, oh my God, a helicopter, it's bright light. And then Brad Pitt says, oh, don't worry, it's a helicopter, it's not real light. And he says, oh, okay, chill. And then they carry on!
As though helicopters frequently shine lights into people's windows in New Orleans in 1990. Who knows? Very weird. So then Louis concludes his interview with Malloy, who asks Louis to make him his new vampire companion. And once again, everybody is gay for sad Brad Pitt.
And Christian Slater, and I know that this is from the book, but he says, no, it can't end this way. And of course, we're all thinking the same thing. So we're thinking, oh, great, it doesn't end this way. Now there's a really juicy bit where you're going to bring these threads together. And it's just, will you make me a vampire? Christian Slater, stop having your moment. It's an hour and 58 minutes in. Now isn't the time for you to suddenly have a moment. It's too late. We're not interested in you.
Yeah, absolutely.
He got paid $250,000 for that role.
He did, but you know what? It was supposed to be River Phoenix.
Yes, I heard this.
And River Phoenix died like a month before filming, so Christian Slater stepped in as cover, and he donated all of his fee to River Phoenix's favorite charity.
Which is quite sweet.
That is quite nice. So Louis pissed that Malloy didn't get the point of his emo story. He attacks Malloy to scare him. Malloy freaks, runs to his car, drives off, and he's listening to the tapes back, and he's pretty happy with the interview. But then Lestat appears and attacks Malloy, taking control of the car. And I liked this too because it reminded me of like when you're on a road trip and the gay in the car is like, Pass Me the Aux, and then before you know it, you're listening to like Malta Eurovision 2007.
Oh my god.
You're like, who let this gay in this car?
Very opposite, because Malta Eurovision 2025, they've just been kicked out. Very of the moment.
Oh, yeah, they have, haven't they?
Yeah.
Because their song's called Cunt.
Yeah, it's called Cunt, which is like,
Yeah.
babe, you probably could have seen that come in.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, they'll kick you out for saying cunt, but not for, propagating a genocide. So who knows what flies this anymore with the ESC.
But this thing, I don't know. Because this is not from the book, is it? They were just like, we need a twist ending. We need a big ending.
Yeah.
So what? Lestat has been in the car the whole time? I don't know. You could... At first I was like, oh, so maybe Lestat, when Brad left, he followed Brad. But no, because in Brad's, talky interview bit, he says, oh, and that's the last I saw of Lestat. I never saw him again for many, many years. So, what, for many, many years... Tom's been in the car, right?
Yeah,
and why does
weird.
he want to kill Christian Slater, who he's never come across?
And also, why does he suddenly, he's basically spent like 150 years eating rats.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I could just eat people and then be hot again.
Yeah. He says, if you stay with me, I could go outside and try and get back to myself. Well, Brad doesn't stay. So how have you gone outside and gotten back to yourself, babe?
But anyway, I really like this ending because it's stupid as hell. And then you've got Guns N' Roses doing Sympathy for the Devil. I love that too. So,
which is fabulous. It couldn't have been more opposite. But I have a quiz for you, and I know that you're going to know the answer. But it was not going to be a Guns N' Roses closing song. Do you know what the song was going to be?
No.
Cher.
Oh, wait. Yes, I did know this.
She wrote a song for it.
Yeah, and she's actually released it subsequently in like 2013.
Yeah.
It's an album track on I meant to listen to it before. I'll put it in here.
I did listen to it, and it's so utterly, explicitly, clearly made for this movie. It's all like, I know that you're a vampire, but I'm one too, and I can suck blood, and I can suck you. And it's like, how have you just released this on an album of pop bangers? But it must have been a double blow that not only did they say, actually, Cher, we're going to go with Tom Cruise or Brad, we're not going to go with you, but also you're going to have to find something to do with this interview with the vampire song. And she was like, yeah, fine. My fans will take it.
We'll give it 20 years. Well, Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart. That song was originally written for a Nosferatu musical that never happened.
No!
Yeah.
Mate, and that's one of the... See, this Cher, you went too literal.
Yeah.
You can write a vampire song and just make it a bit witchy, but basically still about love, and that'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's why the Total Eclipse of the Heart music video is like a vampire movie.
Is it bits from the film that never got made?
No, it was written for a stage musical by, what's his face? The Jim Steinham.
Oh, yeah.
And then that musical never happened, and then it just somehow ended up in Welsh Bonnie Tyler's lap, and she released it as a single, but she was like, let me honor the source, and I'll do a weird music video.
Oh, so she didn't create it for
No.
it. It just ended up with her. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well done to them for not letting that go down with that ship, because that is one of the best songs ever.
I watched the new Nosferatu, and I was like, this movie is basically 2 hours of Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart music video. And then I found that out, and I was like, oh, because it literally is.
Mate, I would watch 2 hours of that video.
Yeah, well, there you go. You can watch the new Nosferatu. I wondered if this was the first movie where you've got vampire protagonists. I thought that was kind of interesting. It's obviously something we're used to now, but...
Of course, you don't have a way-in vehicle that is the the relatable everyman character that discovers the vampires.
Yeah, or they're not like I feel like in movies prior to this, they would have just been the monster threat.
Yeah.
Not the sad boy.
So that's why it's Interview with the Vampire, because it is interviewing the looking for the perspective of the vampire character for the first time, perhaps.
Oh, you've figured it out.
Thank you. That is my pop psychology of a book that I've never read.
I think that makes a lot of sense, though. Right. Well, what do we think of this movie? You did not like it, so let's hear your takes.
I didn't care for it. I was very bored. It was 2 hours and it felt like 4, which I think was partly because, they tried to, as we've said, cram so much in that actually the plot seemed really sparse. It seemed like a bunch of things that happened, for example, Three Fires, because there wasn't really a journey at the centre of it. We didn't go from A to B. Brad Pitt's character was one note, which was Casper the Friendly Ghost who owns slaves. And he just remained that until the end. Like, I think the great hope of the movie, well, you know what? It had great performances from both Kirsten Dunst and Tom Cruise. I'm going to give it to him. I thought he really sold it.
Yeah.
And neither of them went anywhere because they both just got killed so that we could make more space for Tom Cruise's pouty eyes.
Brad Pitt, yeah.
Sorry, Brad Pitt's pouty eyes.
Yeah, totally. I agree. I think this movie is basically a collection of vignettes. Despite it being quite a long movie, it doesn't have enough time to develop the emotional beats. And so everything, you don't care that Brad Pitt is sad. You don't care that he's left Lestat. The only thing you care about really is Kristen Dunst dying, Claudia dying. But even that, like the Madeline character that gets introduced, you're like, she's introduced probably 30 seconds before they kill her.
Yeah.
And it's played for an emotional beat. Just everything feels very rushed.
You're right. It dilutes the death of Kirsten Dunst, doesn't it?
Yeah. And also, I would say because they're like the gay stuff, although it's very subtextual, it is subtextual. And so you're like, why? What is this relationship between Lestat and Louis in this? Like, what is the nature of it? Like, why does anyone care? Why should I care? Because it can't say the quiet part out loud. So you're left just like trying to fill in the blanks and be like, I don't get it. And it's the same with Armand. So but I would say that makes it camper to me because there's a lot of dancing around gay stuff, which just kind of makes me, I don't know, it just kind of makes me giggle.
It does make me giggle. And, seeing Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise nearly kiss, that in the 90s, that surprised me. I was surprised to see that, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Although, again, they'd ruined their skin, so I actually wasn't aroused.
Do you know who Norm Macdonald is? I think he was an SNL comedian.
Not.
But he said on SNL, I just watched Interview with a Vampire. Not gay enough. And I think he meant it like sarcastically because he's like, wow, this movie's so freaking gay. So it's kind of interesting that in the 90s, this movie was a little too gay, which arguably I can kind of see. It is quite gay.
Do you know what? It's too gay for a film that isn't at all gay.
Yes.
Make it a gay film and then the gayness fits right in.
Exactly. And that's, again, going back to the TV show, that's what they've done. They're like, oh yeah, it needs to be gay. And as a result, in a way, the TV show's kind of less camp because it's not afraid to like say the quiet part out loud. Whereas this one's really dancing around it. It just means you've got Antonio Banderas in a really bad Cher wig, like being really seductive. And you're like, why is Antonio Banderas being so sexy? But like, what's his goal here? Also, are they going to kiss?
Do you know what? I love a 200% density human hair wig. We all do. I am a drag queen. But why have they given them such root lift? Such volume? I like... The vampire aesthetic is always a bit sort of dark and like the hair's quite thin usually and it's quite deathly and sort of sleek but also a bit greasy. No, they have gone with a back comb in there and so they look like a 90s supermodel, which I guess was the vibe of the day.
Yeah, maybe that explains actually where the 3 hours in the makeup chair went. It was all spent on a blowout.
They just got Cindy Crawford's hairstylist in.
Well, they had to sit in those curlers for at least an hour and a half.
Worst makeup I've ever seen. Oh, I have a quiz question for you, actually.
Sure.
Can you guess or do you know anyone who auditioned for the Kirsten Dunst part?
I do. Can I remember? I feel like Natalie Portman.
I have not come across that name.
Who else would be the right age?
There are two that I've got.
You tell me.
One, can you guess? Star of late 90s, very, very early noughties, rom-coms, teen films. Usually plays she's not going to conform. No, I'm going to dance my way.
Oh my God, Julia Stiles.
Julia bloody well Stiles. She auditioned. The other one... what's she doing?
I'm just imagining Claudia doing a breakdance. And then suddenly we're watching Megan.
The other one was Christina Ricci.
Oh, well that would have... I mean, she would have killed that.
Well, Kirsten Dunst was actually the first person that auditioned, and they were like, we can't go for the first one. So they auditioned like 1,000 others. And they were like, no.
It was her.
It was her.
She was so good. She's far too good for an 11-year-old.
Far too good. An 11-year-old should not be out acting Brad Pitt, which I'm aware was only partly down to her.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, I've got a question for you after watching this movie. If you were a vampire, would you eat people?
Oh, of course I would eat people. But I would eat bad people. There's so many people to eat. Like, I'm not a vampire. And can I say this on a podcast? I would like... There are a great many people that I could think of right now who I think it would be beneficial to dispose of. So yeah, absolutely. If I could, two birds, one stone.
Yeah. I also just think, like, in the movie logic, if you eat meat as a human, then I'm sorry. If you're a vampire, you're going to eat people. It's just... You are. Unless you're listening to this and you're right. a vegan, you're going to eat the people.
And you're not going to give a shit.
You're not going to give a shit.
You're actually not going to do what I said and go out and select the bad people.
Well, you hope.
Yeah, the bad people, they're often hard to access, though, aren't they?
Yeah, it'd be hard. All their armored Teslas.
This is it.
Yeah.
I think I'd struggle to get a bite on Trump.
And also, imagine the taste.
Just be pure, undiluted McDonald's strawberry milkshake, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Wait, that sounds delicious. No, McDonald's strawberry milkshake mixed with, like, probably a bit of Crohn's and a little bit of other comorbidities that affect an 80-year-old, all commingled. He doesn't look like a man who poos freely.
No, absolutely not. How camp is this movie? Like, how does it stack? I felt like I was spending the movie kind of trying to glean moments of camp from a, like, kind of dreary movie.
Yeah.
But it gave me unintentional camp quite a lot. And then it occasionally gave me intentional camp. Specifically, Kristen Dunst's performance and the character of Claudia. It's like an evil little girl. I mean, that's always gonna ring some bells for me.
But again, I would say she actually played it for the Oscar. She just really played it in a way that actually cut through the campery of it and made it, I kind of believe it. So that was kind of less camp for me. Tom Cruise, again, because what he did became quite convincing, because he, lent into these tropes that we're familiar with and did them well. That became not very camp for me. It wasn't, an interesting choice. It wasn't out there. And suddenly the casting of Tom Cruise at Very Against Type, for me, became not that camp because he pulled it off. Brad Pitt couldn't be less camp. I don't know what he was doing. He was obviously very tired. I'm struggling to find a camp moment that I enjoyed. The only one is the one that you mentioned of where we're going to get another dressmaker.
Yeah. There's a lot of on-paper stuff that it should exist in a camp, but I guess maybe when you actually watch it, the sum total just doesn't really add up. But, like, you've got a 90s gay movie starring Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, and you've got horny Antonio Banderas, and you've, like, it should be
mad.
camper.
I'm just hearing you say it now, and I'm like,
Yeah.
did I watch the wrong film? That
Yeah.
sounds 10 Liza level.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think that all that's left then is for us to rate this movie, so it's time for the Campometer.
You right now? You right now?
Let's start with Merrills for the quality of this movie. How many Merrills are we giving it?
The first movie that I reviewed with you was Catwoman, and I gave it no Merrills. Can I give this more Merrills than Catwoman? I think I can. Because
Wow.
while I feel that I actually sort of hated it quite a bit more, I'm like, there are some things that were just like done sort of objectively better. Like, you can't not pop in a Merrill for Kirsten Dunst's performance. I don't know how to say her name in the plural.
Yeah.
Kirsten Dunst's performance.
Dunst.
So sibilant. Kirsten Dunst's performance is gonna give, for me, a total of 2 Merrills.
Wow, that's low. That's low. See, I think Kirsten Dunst elevates this movie. I think there's some lovely cinematography.
There is.
I think there's some great set pieces. I love the costumes. There's some good special effects. I think there's like a lot of elements of a good movie here. I just think the overall package is a bit of a mess. But I think for me, it's probably in the 5 Merrills territory.
Groundbreaking.
Do you know what? The things that you've listed once again actually make me hate the film more. You had such phenomenal, locally sourced, delicious, artisan, local ingredients, and you turned them into a pile of dog shit. I'm feeling tempted to remove one of my Lizas.
Okay, well, wah for this movie and Merrills. Okay, what about Liza's? How camp is this movie?
Well, same again. It had the ingredients to be a 10 camp, and it didn't go down as far as a 2, I would say, because I think things can be dog shit in camp. I mean, things almost have to be dog shit in camp.
Yeah.
Seeing Tom Cruise eat the scenery while Brad Pitt does nothing except sort of occasionally slightly lick Tom Cruise and occasionally a child. Unnerving, unsettling, but undeniably camp. I'm going to go 4.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's very camp on paper, and like thinking about it post, I even think I'm already being like, this is such a camp movie because I've enjoyed talking about it, but watching it did not have the camp joy.
It's just nice to have a chat, isn't it? I think don't let that sway you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it. I'll give it 4 Lizas as well.
Atlantic City! I choked on a shrimp!
Well, there you go.
Does this, on balance between Merrills and Lizas, is this the lowest score so far, or?
Yeah, it's one of the low ones, for sure. For sure. I mean, you really brought it down with that too.
I stand by it.
Yeah, fair. What I would say to anyone listening, go watch the TV series, especially season 1. It's really fab. Mm-hmm. And maybe the book's good. But we'll never know because neither of us can read.
Any professorial Patreon members, let us know.
Thank you so much, Sue.
Thank you for having me.
Where can people find you?
They can find me on the Instagram at Sue Gives a Fuck.
Gorgeous. And we will be back in 2 more weeks with another camp classic.
You right now? You right now?
Bye.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Classic.
He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
No more hangers!
You thought you'd become a prostitute or a drug addict.
I used to love Doggy Chow. I used to love Doggy Chow.